Gratisfaction. I thought that was like a Movember stash when I first saw it.
He's rocking it till the day dies.
It's a year-round stash.
Yeah.
It's sticking around. And I'm totally fine with it. I think it's a good move. Double stack here at the top of the ladder. They might drop down. They do. But there is no target. Jacob's going to hear this, probably communicate that information. But the T's are here to come back up. I don't know. They drop down again. Gratisfaction. Kind of suppressing fire through the wall, that lower ramp. But it looks like it's going to be a charge to the outside.
Yeah, flash out, Jacob blind, but he's going to get the shot off. Bomb drop, so all the info for Renegades. They can pull all their players on this A site. Double drop as well. Guardian's hitting some shots with this P250, and Olaf will even take down JKS. Man advantage switch now back in the favor of FaZe, but still this bomb yet to be retrieved. And luckily enough, Guardian's just slaughtering players on the A site. 4 kills in that pistol round. The armored P250, so strong on trade.
And you know, snipers are going to be better with pistols because they have to fall back on their pistols all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, with pistols, you get performances. Some days you're good, some days you're bad. Sometimes you have weeks. Guardian has historically been a really good pistol player in general. That was a fantastic round. Some of the harder entries to hit, especially as a T to come out through ladder. I mean, you're usually just going to die first and create space for your team, but instead he picks up all 4. So now we're on the anti-eco. There are scouts afoot, or specifically one here on JKS from the train stopper. And the CTs are roaming at the moment. Azur has a pretty important position in the ladder room. No one tried to stop him from getting here. Ts don't have any control of anything just yet. Molotov out, and I'm sure they're expectant of a buy. We're seeing a lot of CT buys in the second round, especially on this map.
Yeah.
The ability to get the scout in.
Kind of stack as well. Renegades pulled 3 players over towards B. I mean, FaZe are running 3 MAC-10s in the second round, so B certainly would be the site to hit, you'd think, with a buy. But
you have a really good point. I mean, from these distances, why would you want to take your SMGs anywhere else? It could be a nightmarish situation, especially if the first person goes down and then people start strafing right to left as opposed to moving forward like they need to. But that being said, they do have kind of a high mobility gun in the MAC-10. They might be encouraged to run. So we'll see. It seems like it's going to be a full execute outside. There are a decent amount of grenades here to use as counters for these choke points. We don't know if anything's going down at Ivy, but there is definitely T presence here.
Yeah, yet to be spotted though. Liaz keeping his eyes peeled. Has got that smoke as well to throw down, but I imagine FaZe with 35 seconds, any smokes that hit the floor, they are going through them. Grenade landing well. Smoke is there as well for Liaz, but the Molotov will push him out. That's going to give FaZe the room down Ivy, and they're going to come through T-Con as well at the same time. 25 seconds. These guys need to speed on up. Renegades have pulled those B rotations back onto this A site, and they aren't fully committed. Flash allows them to come through the connector, but 15 seconds. FaZe, time is ticking. They need this bomb down, and they're yet to clear Az out of the pop dog. Kills coming through from these rifles. JKS responds. Az shows his hand, and that's the bomb drop. He just has to stay alive, but Rain will send him packing. If Azur got back into the pop dog after killing that bomb player, that would have been a Renegades round.
The other thing is Azur comes out, kills him with a CZ, could have fallen back to ladder room if he had the chance, but didn't know his teammates would die. He was trying to help them survive in Old Bomb, and 2 of them kind of hold up there, were a bit of a problem for each other. They're kind of pushing each other around and making targets out of themselves, and they had nowhere to fall back to, so not surprised they go down. It was a good cleanup from FaZe. I would say I liked everything about what FaZe did that round, apart from how much time they took to execute it.
Especially considering it was just a default for about a minute and a half, it felt like. Luckily enough, now this is just a bit of a cleanup round. FaZe able to deal with pistols of Renegades. Only 1 upgrade, that's Liaz. Everyone else on the flat USPs. And I mean, Neo's already up inside of the site. He's already pushed down Olaf. Rain's going to find the opening kill. Renegades are fully stacked on this bomb site, but that's not proving to be too much of a problem for FaZe. Clean, in fact, flawless for the FaZe clan. 3-0 start. And now Renegades coming in with a rifle round and hopefully that AWP.
If you're not hitting, if you don't have, or with the USP, sometimes it feels like you're shooting rubber bullets.
Yeah.
You kind of just are like trying to hit somebody. If you don't hit the head, you don't get that dink off. It just takes forever to get the kill. So they do good damage, but that doesn't count for anything, unfortunately. FaZe up to 3 rounds now. Another clean anti-eco. They sped up the pace that round. This one we're going to have a full buy in. Gratisfaction is going to pick up the AWP. Anything else interesting? We've got an AUG here for Liaz and decent nades. Not full nades, but decent nades.
AUG on Ivy makes sense. Probably the most range fight you're going to be having in this game, with the exception of maybe back B.
It really is the other off now.
Yeah. But Krieg up on Olaf, goes both ways, and Guardian's got his AWP. So let's see that battle between him and Gratisfaction. If it does come to be shown, Guardian is in the B halls, and Gratisfaction posted on upper as well. So This fight may be going on very early on here for FaZe.
So you can see Gratisfaction at the top of the spools is kind of committed. If he misses a shot, he dies, but he has aggressive angles. So if anybody goes for a shoulder peek, could be good. Here's a triple boost, and it doesn't amount to anything. I wonder if you actually get anything different out of that boost as opposed to getting up on the railing with 2.
Yeah, because the issue when you get up on that railing is there's a little box that covers your vision towards connector. Maybe you get a connector sight through there.
That would be an interesting pick to actually pull off. And it looks like he just fell off, and there it is. Yeah, the shot's missed, but there's no shoulder peek to follow up, or nothing to follow up the shoulder peek, excuse me. And he gets away clean. So at least he gets some information. He can fall back. They now know, though, that there is an AWP in play at the B site. So with that in mind, do they continue on here and hope Gratisfaction rotates back around, or do they go and hit A?
It's looking like A. 35 seconds FaZe, again, leaving the clock very low, and Renegades still got utility. That smoke very deep, not going to work out, and they're going to realize it as it has to back off. And Renegades, no, they can just play a very delayed round here. They can try and play for that bomb. FaZe finally pushing out through T-Con. Nico is very deep, but Liaz focused on the Ivy. Doesn't need to be. There's players all around him right now. Actually, very, very close. Nico making a lot of noise. Liaz not realizing he's got right by him. Liaz does have the trigger discipline, though. In 11 seconds, he can win this round on his own. There's the kill. Bomb down, dropped in the open, and Liaz, what a play from him. Looks like he definitely could have died to Nico there, but I think Nico not checking that position because he was making so much noise, right? If there was someone there, surely they would have killed him.
Sure, they would have killed him, yeah. Why even waste time looking behind you? He was focused on Z. I'm going to get the rotators. Liaz says, just don't peek Z. Wait. We're going to be fine. Gets this kill, locks down the second. No time for a plans. And it does come down to the wire once again for FaZe in terms of time taken to actually execute. And the outside site of any site in this game has the most choke points, has the most stuff going on, has the most like kind of volatility with the amount of like situations that can happen when you try to plant, how many places a player can peek from. And with all those things in mind, you want to have like an additional 20 seconds to make sure that if anything goes wrong, you can fix it and plant calmly. But they don't really give themselves that. Now FaZe are on pistols after taking a ton of damage on these anti-ecos. 2 flashbangs here for Neo. Heavy upgrade to the Deagle from both Nico, Rain, or sorry, all 3 of these guys, Nico, Rain, and Olaf Meister. Initial flash will go out, and they've got to execute on this.
Yeah, JKS is blind, but he'll pop his head back up for a second slice. Finds the kill, but great shot from Nico. Of course, with the Deagle finding that frag. And that's a gun dropped as well. Let's see if FaZe are able to retrieve it. They do for a second, but Olaf plucked out by the AWP. And even though that bomb plant has found success for FaZe, there's nothing else in this round. Renegades get that retake, but about as you would expect there for FaZe. Limited investment, and they get a bomb plant. That's all they wanted.
Sure. I mean, when you look at B, it's kind of like looking at the final 2 or 3 yards in a football, in American football. Sorry, not European soccer.
Don't worry, I don't watch either. So.
Yeah, just an American football match where you know, sometimes the play is to just literally dive over the front line, right? Yeah. Because it's so close, and that feels like what you do when you go into train the B site. Absolutely no plans to win whatsoever. You're just trying to use as many people to create chaos, to get down that ramp, to get you that few feet to the bomb plant zone, because once you're there and you have like 80, 90 health, you can survive for a few seconds in a Molotov, you can get the bomb down and get that well-needed money. Now, Guardian's gonna go into ladder, drops down quickly, takes out Azure as fast as he got there. That was extremely important. It's going to be hard to trade this. JKS looks like, or Jacob, excuse me, looks like he wants some, and he's going to get it. Guardian ready and prepared.
I wonder if that was a down flick, because Guardian was already posted on the top of Brown Train there. He might have had to go for a...
Drop the hammer on him.
Yeah, a bit of a yank, but either way, 5-on-3 FaZe. Great start to this round. Renegades kind of feeding the kills into the AWP. And now FaZe look to exploit elsewhere. They got a man down Ivy. They got Probe in the box halls as well. Renegades still split here, not stacking a site. Liaz is still in this Ivy position. And JKS double play towards B alongside Liaz, or alongside Gratisfaction rather, with that AWP. Minute on the clock. FaZe, all the time in the world. They've been taking as long as they want in these full rifle rounds. So I imagine 5-on-3 make Renegades sweat a little bit.
I guess so, yeah. But at a certain point, you get diminishing returns. You know, what are you really doing by waiting around? Are you just creating more ways for the Renegades to win? Are you potentially walking into a stack? Here's JKS up in a very comfortable position, not going to get cleared, but it looks like they might turn their attention back to outside. That would be smart, obviously. Yeah, and it looks like 1T getting eliminated. That's attracted all of the talent from the CTs, and that's going to clean outside. So that's fine. 20 seconds left once they get the bomb down. Perfect position to be in. And it felt like they were maybe going to take too much time, but they don't. So.
Yeah, it's up to Renegades if they even want to go for this, but unlikely at this point. They were so committed towards that B site. No map control on A, and FaZe have got ample time to get into favorable post plants. That they will. Renegades saving 3 guns at least. Means they will have a buy coming into that next round. They can drop over guns. Not going to be an issue to have those full 5 rifles coming back out, but FaZe keeping the lead for now, not wanting Renegades to get too comfortable.
I definitely want to see how much information the CTs are going to go for next round, if they're going to explore it all, whether it's pushing Ivy into T-Con or getting control of ladder room. This round falls apart because Guardian, comes down there fast and hits his shot instantly. Even if Azure gets into a comfortable spot, there's a chance that Guardian still hits his shot anyways, right? So we'll see. That's a threat looming over their heads. They know about it. It doesn't mean that Guardian will be offered or gifted such a fantastic spawn again. And well, even if he does want to do that same play. So we'll see where he takes his attention. It's Nico who might have the spawn. He's got the op. Not that he can't op, but, normally it's going to be Guardian. And it looks like, yeah, maybe he might go for the ladder drop. This would be huge and terrible for the Renegades.
Important piece of real estate. FaZe Clan want to put some stake in it, but no, bypass. Nico going down towards B. Maybe you wanted to take that quick peek down ramp, but the smoke makes you question it. Do Renegades push? No, not for the time being. But they do take that pop dog control, rather. FaZe Clan still plenty of players in the box halls to drop into that position later on, but we'll see if they decide to do so. Instead, still focused down on B here. Nico going to start to clear out angles with the AWP. I wonder why Guardian's not been given that ult back, but although he is up in T-Con right now, so a little bit far away, walking through those halls. Gratisfaction spotting for the triple boost as well.
Yeah, are they going to go for it? And is Nico...
Yeah, Nico's calling for it. Just a default.
Oh, just the default one? Yeah. Okay, so we'll see. Yeah, there's the obstacle you're talking about. So there's no one connector, though, to try to take advantage of.
Yeah.
It'd be great to see something come of it, for sure.
Let's keep our eyes on that. Back towards Pop Dog, maybe.
Fnatic manager is watching intently.
Molly, not combined with a Molly to cut off Az's exit, so he will stay in position.
I love that I love that they take Keycon control. I was really looking forward to that. It's something that doesn't cost a lot in terms of utility. It's really easy to do, and it's a pretty safe option for the CTs. Time is bleeding down once again, nearing the 30-second mark, and they don't have T-Con control. They're only working up Ivy now. Will we see a disaster, or will they get the bomb down?
Yeah, it's coming close again. FaZe playing with the time. Jacob, Azza, and Liaz all finding a killer piece. Nico does get the entry into A, but it doesn't matter. That bomb's been dropped. The utility up on T-Con cuts FaZe Clan out of this round, and they haven't got a hope in hell. Neo can look for kills on this A site, but Guardian's just saving the AWP. Yeah, that T-Con control really coming back to bite Renegades, or bite FaZe Clan there, rather.
It feels like a lot of teams stylistically are falling back into a slower style. There's like Furia, who, not famously, but at the minors, the Katowice minors, they had like such a slow style on T side. They really used every second of the round. I think they do it better than FaZe are doing it right now, to be honest. Sometimes I'm like, okay, well, what map control have you got in the last 10 seconds? What are you actually planning to do? Do you have enough time to execute? But with Furia, they were doing a great job of like always using moments in the round. But when I talked to Art, he said it was the best way to play the game. He said it was the most fun way to play the game. And if you can use the entire clock, I mean, in theory, on paper, if you can use the entire clock to make things happen carefully and properly, then maybe that is the best way to play, the ultimate play style in some regards. But again, FaZe get into a situation where they didn't have ladder control. They drop into the crosshairs of a player in ladder room. Even if that kill doesn't go the way of like Azure, they still lose another one in T-Con because they don't have T-Con control. And then they only have Ivy as their one choke point to enter on the site. So what we need to see different is maybe at 40 seconds have worked on ladder control, have worked on T-Con already, and then from there decide if they want to hit the outside.
Flashes into B early on, but FaZe not committing off the back of this. They're still smoked and mollied off by Renegades. That being said, getting very, very close now that utility is starting to fade. Only 2 players on the B site for Renegades, but it's an ample amount. Gratisfaction's back here with the AWP as well, posted on upper, but FaZe just looking to come down the ramp for the time being at least. No one even in the pop dog, no map control at all. They're just going to go for the straight up B execute and at least have time to play with in their favor this time. 45 seconds as they come down the ramp, but Gratisfaction, he's repositioned. He's going to shut down Rain. Great nade to do a bit of chip damage to the likes of FaZe. Renegades not giving away any kills here. They're allowing that bomb plant to go in, but now JKS is going to get flashed into the site and he'll drop Neo as well. Doubles it. This is great for Renegades. Olaf will trade, but he doesn't have a Molotov for that bomb, and even if he did, there's no smoke in play. Renegades retaking in a 4-on-2. This should be their round without a doubt, but FaZe have double stacked Heaven. What can they do?
Oh, that's big damage. Nico, if he can finish that off, the nade's gonna get bounced in, headshot, and a grenade to come in, coalesce with them, get that kill, leaving just Olaf in the 1v2. It's 4-3 here. He comes out, but he doesn't have enough HP to finish the kill. A good reaction here from Liaz. Takes the round into his own hands. They get the fuse with enough time to spare. They recover an AWP. And it's a solid retake.
What a great nade combo as well. The sick thing about bouncing that nade off the corner there is they actually had to play a peek when the nade came around the corner. If you're a CT on the site, you see a nade come around, you assume that there's going to be no peek off the back of that they're playing passive. But Renegades getting aggressive behind it. FaZe Clan, rather.
No, you do love the mid-rounding there. They made the best of a bad situation. Whoever made the call, whether it was Olaf or Nico, we don't know. But I mean, they had to combine in efforts. They won that round, it would have been miraculous. Definitely one we talk about for a long time. Instead, they lose and are also on ecos. Back to Deegs here for Rain and Nico. Ladder control once again for the Renegades. I feel like if you're a CT, try to get control of it as much as possible. If a T jumps out to the back of Blue Train and they want to try to cut you off, that's a play you can make as a T, but it's also a play that can get punished with nades, with Molotovs, etc.
As they're making a bit of noise, Nia goes back for seconds, but he won't stay alive. Renegades looking to deal with these pistols with aggressive setups. As they're pushed up, and Jacob going to try and fight Tikon as well. Liaz catches Olaf, who did get very deep down Ivy, but no further. Jacob finishing off Nico, and this is just an absolute killing for Renegades. No deaths, barely any damage done by FaZe. So these Deagles not looking to find anything, and Rain's being hunted to the ends of the earth. He will not get away. 5-4 for Renegades. It was a great start for FaZe Clan on this T side, but Renegades, they've caught up, and now they've taken the lead. Yeah,
well, we've seen what a lead means for the Renegades. Not a whole lot sometimes, so we'll find out if that matters at all. Finishing the half off clean would obviously be huge, but it won't be the end of the road for them. And they've got that last map kind of hanging over their heads right now. They're thinking, you know, we haven't closed this out until we really close it out. So, yeah, take it one round at a time. If you're the Renegades here, I can only think, keep doing what you're doing. There's a lot of good reasons why they want to hold on to ladder room control since it's free for them most of the beginning of the rounds. The one round that Guardian did get down there quickly, he got 2 kills, and then they won with the 5v3. So I wouldn't be surprised if they potentially try that again. Fast ladder control, again, can pay off in dividends. And if they don't do that, I fear that FaZe take too long to work on any other piece of map control before they execute. So either because they're too scared or they don't have the protocols in place to go for them, whether it's the late T-con or a proper ladder take. And we'll see if they fall into that same trap of just letting the clock bleed down too far.
Orp is not in position to quick drop pop, but someone else certainly may here for FaZe. Instead, just, again, back outside of the B box halls. Very limited map control early on, but there is only one player on Renegade's side down on B, so FaZe quick execute on this site. They will get a fairly easy job in getting that bomb down, but look at the damage done. No one's even been spotted. FaZe have 3 players, 50 or lower.
That's a great point, man. Wow, that was that crazy-ass 6 spray through the wood.
And you just got to execute off the back of this. FaZe going to go right in. Renegades 2 players on the site now, at least with the rotate being called. JKS getting 1. Jacob as well. They're getting wrapped, but they got damage off before those kills came through for FaZe Clan. So pretty favorable for Renegades here. 2 players, low HP for FaZe, once again in a difficult spot. That bomb's not even been planted yet. So Renegades, they don't have to rush this round. They have got themselves in good positions, trying to catch FaZe getting aggressive, and they may do so with Rain pushing up round Oil, but he doesn't check the angle hard, and Liaz will catch him. Now it's just the AWP. Guardian in a 1-on-3. Does have the Molotov for the bomb, but he's got to get back up the ramp first. That's easier said than done. Spots the second player, though, and Guardian's going to find him. One more man. Liaz up close, and Guardian just about misses the shot. Very, very close, but no cigar.
Oh, my God. And now suddenly everyone forgets about the round, but what a 1v3 that would have been.
Had the read as well.
He had the shot. I mean, he had it lined up. Yeah. It felt like he was basically on him. Maybe jiggled a bit. Maybe he took a step too far. Hard to say. Unfortunate for Guardian. Really nice attempt.
That's what hindsight tells you. You know, if he just got up the ramp after those first 2 kills, he mollies the bomb, he wins the round.
That's true.
But can't blame him. After you got those first 2 kills and you know where the third is, you want to go for that every time.
I'm going for it. I don't know if he should have, whatever. But yeah, here he maybe thinks that he doesn't have time to turn tail and run. And there's that moment where you're clearing it and you're like, oh, damn it. Is he not going to peek me? And then you're like, oh, I had time. And there was probably that thought in his mind. Yeah. But he still had the shot lined up. I mean, I think it comes down to mechanics, honestly.
Props to Liaz for getting in position so quickly, right? He first gets that kill on B upper, so that's the last info the Guardian has. But the second he gets those 2 kills, Liaz is immediately in front of him looking to trade, so doesn't give much room.
Strategically, I find it hard to say who should get the most points that round. Like, on the one hand, FaZe had low HP. They came in, they made the best of a bad situation. On the other, Renegades had a good setup, and they stopped the 2 entries. But then FaZe answered back with 2 like clean one-taps as they got in. Yeah, Guardian and Olaf, I think it was. And then obviously, you know, the 1v3 that wasn't meant to be. That's a solid grenade, you'd assume. Yeah, 41 damage there, and JKS gets a kill.
Reasons like that are why FaZe gave up T-Con early in the half. You don't want to just get wrecked before you've even seen a player, but VCT's not expecting FaZe already over the train yard. Neo and Nico both getting a kill apiece. It will be 3-on-3 for a second. Renegades double kill immediately back, and that bomb's been dropped on the train. Guardian, another 1v3 maybe. He's not got the AWP. Second best to it, the Krieg. And he's got all the time in the world to make a Renegades think.
Yeah, looking a tiny bit discombobulated entering on the site. Guardian has to turn his attention away. Renegades catch on fire after this round, winning 5 rounds in a row now. The outside take, lackluster somewhat. They had a tough start as well. You know, a nade landing at the feet of Olaf. JKS getting the opening frag. Don't even know where that went down. And then from there, they try to change the tempo, which I appreciate. You know, doing something quickly this time. It keeps the CTs on their feet. If you never do anything fast, and I did talk about how like maybe the more prevalent style is to slow things down, but if you don't throw in a couple of fast rounds every once in a while, then the CTs have no reasons to use grenades early. So it is good that they try something like that. Maybe it didn't work out as expected. Now they are back on pistols.
You could see them getting caught from that pop dog play as well. Something, right, we talked about Guardian dropping in 1 round and getting 2 kills. Since then, FaZe have not been inside a pop dog, not once. So
right.
Very much, you know, not expecting Renegades to take this position, but Renegades have been in pop almost every single round since that. So
that's true.
Let's see if FaZe eventually catch on to that. It won't be here though. Pistols back in towards B. Molotovs cut off their transition towards a site, so they've got to go down lane side, wrapping as they did in that previous rifle on this site. Gratisfaction up and above, raining down some death, and he's found 2. Olaf's close. Gratisfaction doesn't care, and it is a clean round for Renegades so far. Nico alone. And a 1-on-5 to try and get something done with this Deagle, but hidden inside of the smoke and surrounded. Good luck.
Yeah. I don't know. This is what legends are made of, I suppose. That is kind of...
Rough one.
Yeah, that was quite a CT infestation. Tough to make the most there. Nico, obviously a low-sense player as well. Having a heyday working that shoulder, trying to flick around to catch his targets. And a great round from Gratisfaction, just picked all the right spots, trusted his teammates to cover from beneath. He knows that there's players in front of the smoke, 100%. I mean, that's a standard protocol for T's coming out on the site. He sees what smokes are being thrown. Even the way he threw the Molotov was like, I'm cutting you off so you have to run up the train side. And there was a big chance they were under him, but again, trusted his teammates and just got everyone in the back. That was a very smart play by him.
Oh, another fast play for FaZe, this time on the outer yard. They've already found their way deep down Olaf, and no info for Renegades, who have been smoked off. Neo, that's a crucial entry, but the issue is it comes after 2 CT kills. Gratisfaction again hitting shots with this AWP, but this is what could have been an interesting 2-on-3, but unfortunately it's just left to Nico. That being said, do they know where he is? Yeah, fully aware. Catching him moving into the site, and Gratisfaction cleaning up once again. He was a bit slow back on Mirage, had a lot of crucial kills in that second half, but I think he's warmed up now coming into train.
You know, it's interesting. I think we saw better strats from FaZe on their eco rounds in the first 3 rounds than we have in these ones with the smokes they use and the way that they entry it out, especially in round 3 where they kept it fast, but they had like that back 6 smoke, they had the Z smoke, and that one was relatively simple, but that was still better than the way they poured out a T-Con these last couple of rounds. And I'm actually wondering where the tiered executes are. That's Nico to get blown away instantly. I think he was the only one with a good gun, so we're really relying on him here, but a flash to help out Rain isn't blind Jacob, pushes him back, but even once he recovers, still gets killed. Azar put in a tough spot as well.
Olaf's found a gun as well, but he's been dropped in the open. Oh, Neo finding that kill into Azar. This round is still up in the air, still not guaranteed, but Liaz will find a double kill, dropping that bomb on the top of the train, notably enough. Rain's got to go all the way back and above to get it, but he'd rather hunt the kills. 1-on-2 and a minute on the clock. And he's going to be creeping down Ivy. Liaz just about coming out. Oh, bomb, and perfect timing for him. He checks the close corner. Liaz has been having a great job on Ivy so far this map.
Yeah, honestly, Liaz in both the maps we've watched, right?
Yeah.
It's been good, for sure, yeah. And he's really locking it down, especially here as a CT player. So that's good to see. I feel like, yeah, FaZe some of the outside stuff is not that exciting. And what I meant by the tiered executes is like, sandwich smoke, E-box smoke first, bait out grenades, get into positions like Olaf, have some outside control, or just sit and wait, and then perform your next tier of executes. There is definitely stuff on train from FaZe that like I've stole from my teams that I've looked at very closely. There's some really, really cool and sneaky plays. And here it's feeling a little bit more simplistic. I actually am not somebody who, I'm not very critical of Neo as an IG. I feel like he, and especially on Virtus Pro, has done a lot of great stuff on train as well. It doesn't feel like it's being incorporated though. It feels like they're keeping it very bare bones.
Well, ready to go for a bit of a slower A take here are FaZe in the last round of the half. Liaz still with utility for Ivy. That's going to hold these T's back a few more seconds. That molly burns. I think you would have heard that as well. And those are at least players on the other side, and now FaZe starting to make their presence very well known. Molotovs and smokes moving up, and they're actually going to bail out of Ivy, not committing towards this just yet. All they've done is set Olaf into position so he can be a factor later in this round. Flash into T-Con, Jacob getting aggressive. Nico turns very fast, and he's going to be able to get that kill. So finally, FaZe in a 5-on-4 with good amount of time left on the clock. This is where they're going to be really, really dangerous. Liaz getting aggressive, dropping off the top of the train, and even getting away with this one as well. As I say that, Neo through the smoke. Luckily, still close players towards E-Box, but Scope getting heard. Nico, look how deep he's got him, but he might get caught from the bomb train. JKS wrapping, and it's a game of timing here, and also a game of time. 20 seconds. Olaf just coming out of Ivy now. Neo wrapping once again. Renegade's going to lose 2 players on the site. Big kills from Neo. Bomb plant faked to force JKS's hand, but it won't matter. 10 seconds. He just needs to stick this now.
Dude, he's got teammates on both sides. He's just got to go for it. And now, oh my God, almost stopped the bomb from going down. There was a chance there, JKS. I mean, he made the right play. He came close, and I think that's the end of the half. But oh my gosh. Okay, so we're actually going to go to a break and unpack that all after we get into the second half. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Just kidding, guys. We are sticking around until we come back on camera. So basically, we talk about that for a second. On that round,
yeah.
Neo, he's got it covered. Like, if you're going to plant that side of the train, yes, someone could pop up from Z. You do have a player in ladder. You have a player in Ivy as well. That's it. That's all you need. Put that bomb down right away.
That's scary as well. If he gets that kill, there was no one watching for the trade. He could have easily ducked back between the bomb trains and just survived the last 3 seconds.
Exactly.
But we've had some really close rounds in both the maps we've casted already today.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, no matter how good of a team you are, you're playing train. Bottom line is there's a lot of randomness, especially outside. And so you've got to account for that variation and make sure you execute early enough. And I think that would have cleaned up a lot of rounds there for FaZe. Made it a lot better for them.
So how do you feel moving into the second half now? FaZe able to pull it back?
I don't like what I'm seeing from FaZe that much.
No?
No. So I think Renegades hopefully will close this out. Not because I like hate FaZe, just like right now, you know, I'm not super impressed with their train.
That being said, back of our minds, we've got that 39 scoreline up against MIBR.
Yeah,
just moments ago.
And so do the Renegades, yeah.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
always up in the air.
Yeah.
Wow. At least moving forward, now we're going to be seeing Renegades moving over to their T side of things. I think, well, I don't really know what to expect. I haven't seen Renegades play for quite a while on train, so I'm just all open to whatever this could be.
And you get 2 faces. Once you have CT side, you have T side, could be completely different teams in a sense. FaZe maybe move into their comfort zone completely, not having to worry about some of their T side stuff. They can leave it in the past, which is nice. They move on to a pistol and a side where they can just worry about kind of holding their spots in the frag in. And it does come down to communication. But we saw moments of brilliance, especially when it came to their mid-rounding. In that 2v4 we saw from Nico and Olaf, where Olaf was already low HP. They brought it close because they had good communication between the 2 players. I think we see more of that. That'll pay off a lot, especially on the CT side. Just communication gets stressed over and over again on this map just because of how insane and kind of unique the situations can get every round.
One thing that was kind of a different change of pace is that we saw a lot of AWPing, but not many AWPing battles. We didn't see Gratis Faction versus Guardian really at all that half, but we saw a lot of clips from Guardian. We saw a lot of clips from Gratis Faction, so maybe moving into the second half, we can see a little bit more of the 2 paired up against each other, because that's something I really want to watch, of course.
Yeah, getting pure duels is like it's nice when it happens. Unfortunately, it's your MO as the opper to try to knock down as many pawns as possible as opposed to go for the other queen on the board, right? Because that's like your most dangerous fight. But it's still, it can happen sometimes. Sometimes you get that like duel from Z to T-Con, or you get the deal from Upper with the help of a flash or something like that. Sometimes it's a lower ramp clash that happens, and those are always fun to watch, but are maybe going to happen 2 or 3 times, I'd assume.
Well, we're getting back into things either way. Second half here between FaZe Clan and Renegades. Renegades with a very big lead, but also known to fall short with big leads, as we've already seen earlier on today. So hoping history doesn't repeat itself. But yeah, FaZe already sitting pretty 1-0 up after their game against NRG earlier on. I think that's a really cool talking point as well, considering the fact that NRG were, you know, I think we had high expectations of them coming into this event, and we still do. But that's all for later. They will be playing Liquid in our next game, which I cannot wait for.
That's habanero.
But for now, let's stick with FaZe Renegades. CT side for FaZe, and Renegades setting up outside of B. That's going to be Gratisfaction setting up a bomb train smoke as well. But all of Renegades in the halls.
Halls.
Halls. Halls.
Love the accent.
Thanks.
Yeah. Neo and Guardian. Long lines of sight. Situation, let the bomb go down. Imagine getting killed in your own spawn.
Yeah, that hurts. Oh, nice shot from Liaz, though. Long range with the Glock, going to take down Neo. And Renegades, no bomb plant needed yet. They've just got all the kills. 2 from Liaz. FaZe finally coming back in, but that smoke landing late inside of the connector won't hold them back. It's going to make them move out through the CT side of things. How does Jacob survive that fight? I do not know. And Liaz, he is just not stopping today. This man wants every kill of the round, and he might just get it as well. 4 from him in that pistol. And what a way to start the half. Renegades 11-5.
There was definitely magic moments there for the Renegades, right? Falling back from the oil tanker, Liaz getting the kills he did. Crazy stuff. You could say maybe FaZe dropped a couple of kills. Maybe there was like some pretty amazing shots hit by the Renegades. Combination of both. It's probably the best way to summarize it. And that could be the pistol that that seals it up. We'll see. Renegades now move into 11. We're getting to the critical territory here on this anti-eco. It's a situation where FaZe are basically buying like they did in the first half, or the way that Renegades bought in the second round of the first half. Guardian's got a scout, a couple of deagles in play. It's a situation where you know someone's scouting outside or inside. You want to take it slow, but not too slow. The last thing you want is to get tagged and then fall back. Instead, you want to try to get information without getting tagged and then just try to explode and overwhelm the pistols with, you know, 20 to 40% of the information available. You're not going to get 100 without really putting yourself at risk. You could get 20 to 40 and make an informed decision.
Because Neo's close on B, Guardians opted to rotate off of the site. As I say that, he goes back in, but towards the connector, so he's at least going to be able to move freely between the two, and definitely wants to be on this A side of things. Renegades are stacked up outside. Bomb picked up and taken down Ivy as well. Minute on the clock. Let's see how slow these T-side rounds will be for Renegades. I imagine this one, obviously, being an anti-eco, will be a little slower pace, knowing you're up against pistols. Wanting to make sure everything's cleared. And up towards Ivy, they've got to do exactly that. Olaf on the other side. It's going to be Gratisfaction trying to open up. He's got the MAC-10, so not exactly the favored gun in this duel, I'd say. That being said, he's got his teammates to trade him out. 30 seconds here for Renegades. They've got to make a move. There's the smoke, and there's the shot. Nice. Olaf. He even finds Jacob down to 6 as well. This is going to get very, very scary for Renegades. Their plan getting uprooted. Nico finds another. Gratisfaction eventually trades, but he needs to get that bomb. He has 18 seconds to find a plant here. FaZe Clan are all over the A site, and Guardians laying down the pain with a scout. 2 more from him, and FaZe Clan only 1 casualty. They'll find their force.
Man, that's just it, the 1-2. A scout and a deagle. I mean, you punch him with the deagle, you finish him off with a scout, or the opposite. If Guardian gets those first hits in, then Nico gets both those kills. And Olaf, I mean, he lines that up perfectly in the smoke. It just comes down to timing and experience, I guess, and just him knowing exactly when to just let him ring off. He gets that first, goes for another, and that ends up doing tons of damage to Jacob. I'm not sure how he did so much. Might have hit him twice there, but you can't really blame Renegades for how they executed. It was a bit unlucky for them. They did wait for the smoke to plume. They could have potentially waited a couple extra seconds, but again, they could have easily gotten off and not had to worry about that at all. I think what was good from FaZe there is that because they had Nico on top of the train and Olaf there behind, they had a perfect crossfire for Ivy.
Neo spotted 2 players peeking him there towards B, so a bit of info for FaZe to work with. They would expect a B play here considering it's pistols. And Renegades maybe going back, maybe overthinking things for the time being, but this will ultimately definitely end in the B site. I like this off angle from Guardian as well. Just on the edge of the ladder.
That's a super off angle.
Yeah.
What the
Very
heck?
exposed, that being said. But, I mean, players dropping off of Heaven are not going to be fighting oil. You're more focused on just getting inside of the site first.
Feels like it's known by the CTs as to what's going to happen. Smokes come cascading over the site, and they start the entry down the ramp.
Nice Molotov, but Neo and Rain combining for a lot of damage. Spray down coming through for FaZe, and even though the bomb plant's attempted, will it go down? Yes, just about. Neo wraps him, and he'll finish it off there with a pistol. 2 kills, and FaZe find their 7th round, but conceding a bomb plant, as you would expect, up against pistols.
That's a real we take those moment, right? They had everybody else died, but the bomb was the one that was able to sneak through.
Yeah.
Kind of a real Spartan moment for Nico. So for him, the plant's great. Lots of time left over for Alive. Economy's in a good place. 7-11 is the score. I can go for a donut.
I had a Slurpee last night.
For the first time?
Yeah, for the first
The way
time.
you said that, I was like, for the first time?
Yeah.
What flavors did you go for?
Flavors. Oh, do people mix?
I mean, if you're not mixing, I mean...
I don't know.
what
I
are you
don't know. I just went for banana. I just wanted to be a purist.
Man, you
One
needed
flavor.
I didn't know you needed a tour guide to go to 7-Eleven. That was understood. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of ways to use that machine.
Okay.
One of them is to mix up the drinks in your cup.
Maybe you can take me on a nice date to 7-Eleven.
Sure, why not? I'm free.
Cute. Well, Renegades back to pistols. This time, no armor, no utility behind it. So what you would imagine would be FaZe's 8th round, especially with nades like that. Ouch.
You felt that
Yeah. In my gut.
all the way down in your plums. Couple of weak players here with the pistols, bringing shots off. There's a risk there. Jacob had vision for a second, and I think that was a one-way street. Olaf's just gonna kind of circle around old bomb and come back. CT setup is perfectly fine. There's not much they need to do here. They can sit and wait. They have ladder room. They have a forward aggressive player at E-Box. They've got the double Ivy setup. This is exactly where Renegades are poking and prodding right now.
Ooh.
Always sucks to see that smoke.
Ooh. Timing shot attempted, but a little too late.
Oh,
that'll do it. And now the cavalry has arrived, Launders. Now the fast pace. Renegade's just going to run down Ivy, grab that gun. Safety in numbers, but they're still not too safe. Guardians coming in from the behind. Hazard will check the angle, but no armor. Aim punch immediately, and Guardian going to take him down. Dropping the bomb in Ivy as well. Renegades need to go back and pick that up, but Liaz, another deagle kill for the likes of Renegades. This is still all up in the air. Jacob's yet to get that bomb, but they might not need it. They've got so many frags behind it. Guardian has to keep this round alive. 15 seconds, middle of the bomb train, getting spammed. Neo comes through the connector and saves his life, though, and JKS is too far away from that package to win the round. It's all about damage here, and it's all about dying. He wants that loss bonus. FaZe may just play with their food, but Guardian swings out wide, finishes things off, and that will be FaZe dealing with the pistol.
That was a good point. They might have been a little bit tunnel vision those last few moments. They could have really just played with him, let clock bleed down, then just maximize their return on that round, just put them in an awkward spot. But they still win, which is huge. They stop that. You got to appreciate Guardian's patience, as you called out. He's got to save them from this round, and he does a great job of staying alive. His teammate comes in to help, but you know, you appreciate the patience. When he falls off, he lets his accuracy reset. He just plays it calm, as if he's not going to die in the next second, as if that's the best play to make. Not to freak out, not to overexpose, not to wide swing, not to shoot too early.
Talking of early, it's an early push for Renegades. Molotov smokes down on top of them to allow Renegades to go fast. Nico falling off the ladder. He's going to hit his shot. 2 AWP kills here for FaZe, and Renegades desperation ensuing, running into B. Neo on the ladder.
The king of ladders, 100%.
Unbelievable.
Just like 1.6.
Dear, oh dear. What do you do if you're Renegades now? Lose?
7-Eleven?
Yeah.
Just get a Slurpee.
And a donut.
Yeah, why not? Sprinkles. Oh! You can't fool a booster.
Yeah.
I think that's how that saying goes. Wow. And when it rains, it pours. Just Liaz, 1v4.
Good luck. I mean, Neo's right behind him. He's cut off his exit route, so only one way, and that is into the B site, into the jaws of FaZe.
Let's find out if Liaz has that lightning strike underneath the bangs. Nope.
He was not the chosen one.
He was not the chosen one, and not today. Maybe next round. We'll find out. Great round for FaZe all around. Individually, cool to call it the boost. The awareness from Guardian. Great shot here from Nico. That's the
RNG. You said Train has a lot of randomness. You're not wrong.
Yeah, didn't even factor that in. That's just like another 10 to 20%. Neo did his job. You know, he's got nothing else to do but spray while he goes up the ladder.
Can't blame him.
Yeah, fortunate how tight it was. There are a couple of maddening kills, so I guess for the Renegades, they jumped out at the right time.
We have to remember, Launders, this was a 10-5 half with Renegades winning the pistol.
Oh, no. Are we seeing what you said, history repeating itself?
Yeah, it's looking like deja vu all over again, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's give them one more rifle before we start to get really worried.
I appreciate that.
It won't be here, though. It's just
That's
pistols.
That's a nade.
Yeah. The utility has been fantastic this map for both teams really on the CT side. Like, think of the nades that Renegades are throwing inside of T-Con, doing so much damage there. FaZe doing the same up on the box halls. No kills to come through just yet, though. Renegades just spread, at least wanting some map control in this round, considering how aggressive FaZe have been against these ecos. Smokes and flashes in towards that B site, but note, there are only 2 players here on B. There's still a couple on Ivy as well for Renegade, so it's only a fake, but that's somewhat been spotted. Nico's taken down as walking through T-Con. Now Olof needs to deal with the Ivy play, and he's pushed up close to the smoke. He'll spot the boost. You just can't boost against Olof. You just can't.
No.
It's not going to work.
It's named after him. I mean, give it up. And there it is. FaZe are on fire, 5 in a row. They're back. I mean, it's what you said. Yeah. I think it's happening. I think it's coming to fruition. It feels like Renegades might be letting it slip one more time.
You've got to ask, where's their head at right now? After already losing one and now coming into this, and, you know, it's not over yet, but it's not looking good.
No, it's not. Yeah. I really like the on fire mirror. It just like reminds you kind of how dominant it's been, even in a scoreline as tight as this. It was like 5 rounds in a row for FaZe. You know, that's pretty insane. So, and that's after losing both pistols. Wow.
Rough. Well, the Orb's back out for grab. He's been smoked off, or mollied off rather, early on. Luckily does avoid the majority of damage there. FaZe using a lot of incendiaries early, and great shot from Guardian. Finds the leg onto Gratisfaction. Would love the kill, but he'll take that every day of the week. Renegades leave T-Con, and they leave it lost.
Yeah, so you can always be encouraged if you're a T player who's been losing rounds a lot, that, you know, a fast round comes out. And if you're FaZe, you're like, all right, just make sure they don't do a fast round, and then we have this. We've been winning all the slow rounds. So they're trying to control the tempo by using all those early incendiaries. It ends up working out just fine. I mean, you could see it as like a huge cost, or, you know, them pulling from their resources later in the round, but it ends up being worthwhile. The double drop is perfect. Rain doesn't get flashed back in. I think he was just, I don't know what he was assuming actually, but he took a small risk there and just peeking into the shot. And there were 2 players waiting to knock his face off, and they do it.
Wow, Neo getting caught in the air this time. Jacob's going to find that opening kill, but Nico is still up in the sandwich, and he wants to take a bite out of Renegade's book. 4 on 3, and Renegades have got to deal with this man inside of the site. If they want to get the bomb plant in, Liaz, the man of the hour, will do exactly that. He's on 25 kills, just to note. FaZe coming back in for the retake, and Olof on that Ivy flank has come in very, very fast. They weren't ready for this. He's found a double. Now opens up a bit of time for Guardian to come through the connector, but JKS is posted on that position, and Jacob, the barrel's been spotted. Guardian knows he's going to hit the shot. Second player does find the trade, but Olof has to find the clutch. 5 HP to do it, and JKS just has to hold strong, doesn't have to take this fight, but knowing he's got the HP advantage, locks it down. Renegades find a round. We said we'd give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm glad we did.
Definitely a good calm round here from the Renegades as well as JKS in that 1v2. That did come close. Olaf's clinical precision as he came in from that T-Con flank and got those 2 kills. It was just beautiful to watch. Nico got pushed into a very awkward spot. He had an op. He was successful from there in the past, but with his teammate dying that early, he suddenly has no mobility. He can't fall back to hell without exposing himself to T-Con. He doesn't know how the T's are surrounding him, whether it's from wrapping sandwich train or the back of the bomb train. And so he just kind of has to sit there and wait for them to make a move, which is a terrible spot to be in, especially if you're opping. So maybe not the best spot, depending on your setup or how comfortable you are with your teammate outside, but that's really when it becomes the worst, is when your teammate on the left side of the site ends up going down without a kill.
Almost doesn't look like Renegades won the previous round if you're looking at their buy here. A UMP, an AK with a flash, and a Galil. That is a bit of a rough one here. FaZe running the double AWP as well. Note that. So got a lot to do if you're Renegades.
Yeah, totally. So early grenades out. Could be a pivotal round for the Renegades, as you kind of summarized nicely. Flash to go on the ramp. They can clear stuff out. Standard play here. from both sides. Neo holding on to his grenades. Oh boy, okay. He actually had avoided that completely. No, he didn't. 83. Okay.
Not
Things
the
happen.
end of the world. Yeah.
Things happen.
That being said, does make the Glil and the UMP a little bit more interesting now. Guardian hits a shot down the ramp, flashed off as well. He's found a second, this time on the other side of Grey Train, having a little bit more success. Neo drops the bomb, and he's going to line up 2 kills, even a wall bang. JKS, not long for this world, and he's just going to get spammed down. FaZe Clan pick it up, and flawless as well off the back of that.
What a fantastic round. I mean, after the guffed up grenade, that changes their CT setup that they agreed upon when they came out into the round. So for him to have to fall off and then readjust and you know, have Guardian come up and make an adjustment as well, it's big. Guardian plays a huge round here as well. They've got the zoning grenades, the Molotov to make sure that they all run up the right side of Pop. And then it's easy shots for Guardian. And his teammate Neo wraps around to Dennis, gets the kills as they cross the bomb train, and he stays alive longer as well. So, you know, love the teamwork there, the kind of mid-round adaptation that you knew came because of a mistake. And now FaZe are 1 away from tying it up, and they've got an eco to make that a reality.
JKS even got knifed by his teammate in spawn. You do hate to see that.
Oh, nice head start here for FaZe then.
Yeah. Little do they know it. Triple Ivy play for Renegades as well. They're just looking to fast split this A site from every position possible. Ooh. Bogdan's Law coming into effect. Actually conceding Ivy here for FaZe. They want to re-aggress within the site, but the issue is with the majority of T's up on Ivy, that means they need to have someone dedicated to watching this.
Oh,
JKS is going to realize.
Oh, Nico saw him. Yeah. 100%. Yeah,
Goodbye.
Yeah, that's it. He had a small chance there, but now that they have T-Con control, so now they can watch Ivy from this spot, much safer to do. More teams have been doing this in the last 6 to 8 months because Ivy gets so kind of crazy and complicated. First shot goes off, it's missed. Second one connects to the legs. And again, just pistoling players here.
Oh, cannot catch a break, Renegades. Gratisfaction does find Guardian inside of the site, but nothing further. Not going to be able to grab the AWP, and will just get spammed down through the smoke. Yeah, I mean, Renegades, the only chance they had in that round is if they caught the timing down Ivy when FaZe were re-aggressing towards close, E-box. No one was watching it for about 10, 15 seconds, but Renegades weren't to know that until it was too little, too late. So 12-12, they may have found that one rifle, but now a flawless round down on B for FaZe and an anti-eco that didn't look to be too much of a problem.
Yeah, and the Renegades have a great idea, dropping down ladder to try to get in the face of that setup. If it is going to be a passive one with the AWP stationed up, looking towards Ivy from a more passive spot, then if they crush ladder, that spot's not safe, and then Ivy guys know that they can get out, but they got that kill down. And again, it was just pistol, so no need to kind of overanalyze the situation, especially if you are the Renegades. They get this opening kill quickly, and they're out Ivy already.
Oh, Olaf, the flash wears off, and he's going to get a spray attempt. Transfer won't work to the second, but Guardian keeps it in the 3-on-3 and wraps back towards CT from the connector side. Neo's already here, though. Bomb plant coming down for Renegades at the same time, so got to get themselves into some favorable post plants, and they have a lot of utility for this as well on both sides of things. Only one AWP for the retake, so that's kind of best case scenario for FaZe. And Reigns even found an opener. He came back in from the flank and was able to drop Azza from the pop dog. Now he can just hide because Renegades know he's in position. He's going to run through the Molotov, finds a kill for it. Gratisfaction, last man up, does get one, and that bomb is very far ticked. He might be able to win this round from time. The nade doesn't connect. He gets put down to 50. Reigns sticking it, and Neo has the cover. Great teamwork there from FaZe, and a 13th round. Nice try from Renegades, but not close enough.
Yeah, they threw everything in the kitchen sink at him. Like, there was no chance for him to get into a good spot. Neo closed him off. I mean, he had it locked out. So, it looked like, okay, maybe he could play time in that situation, but getting that first kill couldn't have been harder. So credit to FaZe for that. Good teamwork there. And yeah, they could go ahead and close out another round in that 2v1. And there's been a few of them in that particular spot. FaZe Clan up to 13. Up to 13. 2 ops now. They have one on Nico, one on Guardian as well. Renegades are without one, and that might not matter. They're moving quickly. JKS out to Olaf, and he's making his way down to back 6 and up. Meet him halfway, and he looks like he'll peek into it. Shot goes wide, but into the train actually and hits him.
Yeah. Tag down to 30. They know he's out as well, so FaZe got to be very careful here. Renegades have found themselves deep.
Ooh.
Nice smoke to cut off the sight lines from Ivy. JKS is going to be able to fight bomb trade, but Gratis Faction just jumps up and Olaf was already there. There's the trade though. The issue is that wrap down sandwich. Nico's coming in from the behind. He's going to miss a shot. Pistol out. Low HP on Liaz, finished off by the USP. And Nico, he's now the thorn in their side. Rain further as well, coming back in from Pop Dog. And everywhere Renegades look, there's a FaZe Clan player. It's 14 rounds on this CT side.
Dude, it was like they all got the kill where the most amount of chaos was created, and they had to rely on just their individual intelligence to make sure that they got into a good position. And you could see how annoying it was to play against.
Yeah.
Nico was so smart there. The way he used his counter smoke, the way he played around the train, knowing he tagged a player, pushed for his position with the USP, and then stayed alive. Olaf didn't get caught from the player jumping up on the train. There was like no way that the individual duels were going the way of the Renegades, and that's obviously the experience shining through, the pedigree of these players on FaZe, and what's really important, I think, probably to their CT side.
Definitely, and now only 2 rounds away from picking up that victory here in this map. Were earlier 11-5 down off the back of losing a pistol round coming into their CT side. They won the force, and since then it's been all FaZe Clan. Renegades have had 1 T-side rifle round.
It hurts when you say that. Yeah, it was just like, yeah, so, okay, Lee has 100 ADR.
He's had a great game, but he's certainly slowed down, as has everyone in these last 3 or 4 rounds.
It's Guardian who's having a stellar performance right now, leading, and then JKS, or sorry, Lias, who is behind him, and everybody else on FaZe Clan. It's honestly middling in terms of how much damage they're putting in, but they're getting the rounds, which is way more important, obviously. 4 pistols on the board. JKS, only guy with a real gun. Guardian misses 1 of 3 targets. 3 of 3 targets. And another great nade to that spot where everybody stands when you go to throw the Z-smoke.
Loving these boosts, though. Found very minimal success. In fact, these boosts have been more favorable to the CT side this map, rather.
That's funny. There's only 1 kill that's come, and it's from Guardian shooting the boost down.
Well, BXQ for Renegades on pistols, hoping this one rifle can find the required entries. Neo gets tagged, finished off by the Deagle, and Rain catches Jacob crossing at least, but hey, there's something. JKS dropping Rain on the rotate. Gratis Faction's very deep. Does Guardian? No, doesn't matter. He hits a shot anyway. 3 on 3. Connector smoked, but it's not an open smoke that allows Azza to push close. He's got to stay on that ramp as to not give away another kill. Make FaZe work for these frags, and unfortunately walking up into it, Nico finds a gap. And now it is just FaZe moving in slowly but surely. The Scythe is remorseless, and Liaz is alone. Does let them pass, though. Trigger discipline. No one's checking it. Liaz could win this round off of time and off of his big old balls. Sticking the bomb, but Guardian's going to spot it, and there it is.
Wow. Yeah, there was a chance. That's crazy. Guardian's awareness once again paying off. Him sneaking up to that oil spot, I mean, he knew kind of where all the kills were going to come that round. Look how much fun FaZe are having.
Yeah.
I seriously, like, you never see them smiling.
No.
They seem just like they're so fed up at times. But here, you know, looking fresh.
They've had a great day so far.
Definitely. It's been a great day of CS for them. And this is a comeback of all things. So,
yeah. Fantastic stuff for FaZe. 15-12 right now. This is it. Do or die for Renegades. FaZe are on fire. With no doubt in my mind. Gratis Faction's on the AWP. He's going to go for the quick T-con pick, but won't catch anyone moving out of connector at least. Does bypass the molly, but takes a lot of damage as well. Jacob chunked by an HE grenade, and Neo spammed through the wall, but he will get away with his life. The damage favors FaZe, at least to start this round off. Renegades going back towards the Pop Dog.
Indeed. Guardian forward aggressive. Over top of T-Con, clearing things up by himself, just doing what he can, not overextending by any means, but still perched up. Now, he's going to reroute. Teammate's going to trade positions. They've got 2 ops here. That's a little awkward. Both Guardian and Nico to try to support each other. Guardian at least gets 1 kill. Can he pick up the slack for Nico? No. Liaz goes and gets him down. They're 1 for 1. Or sorry, 2 for 1. Azer's the only player on the Renegades who have been killed. Bomb has been planted. They don't have an op for the retake, which is totally fine. But they've only got 3 players.
Look at Jacob's position as well. I mean, this is going to make things very difficult for FaZe, the crossfire established, and Gratis Faction even getting another kill in the post plant. At this point, if you're FaZe, you might even just call it a day. Try and grab some AWPs if you can find them. But Jacob's hunting. He's taken down Rain in CT spawn. Neo, he may as well try and do something here. Hurt the money a little bit, but he's just going to get sprayed through a smoke. 13 rounds for Renegades. It's not over just yet. Let's remember that.
It was a strange round from FaZe. Like, the fact that two ops were both pushed up at the same time. You know, you can't cover each other with ops. You can pick up your own choke points, but if flashes come over, you both can be in a huge amount of danger. You also give up ops for the post plant for the other team if they want them. And the bomb just went down fast, so here's the first op to get killed. Funnily enough, it's Guardian in Nico's position, so that Nico's been playing so often, so they're probably going to check it anyway. He gets killed, and yeah, not much to show for it. Not too bad, though. I feel like they're maybe in some kind of transition phase where maybe they wanted to take some aggressive peek at Ladder and T-Con and then move out and swap players out, and the Renegades found a good spot to come in and pounce on that. So I don't think there's much to think about. I doubt they were planning to use that setup again.
Yeah, and now, I mean, FaZe's money is enough for a buy, but you've got to realize if they lose this round, it's going to be 15-14, and they're going to have not much money at all. So it really is on this next rifle round, hence the pause. FaZe knowing what's up against them, potential overtime on the cards. Not what you want to be doing, considering you've pulled this game all the way back.
Yeah,
they've already, you know, put in the work, put in the hours, and here it is. The buy coming through for FaZe Clan. Renegades still with the AWP, only one this time for FaZe, and Renegades again getting out quick into Olaf.
Scary for Jacob in this spot. Oh, that's an easy kill. Oh my God, that's actually an off down, and he makes so much more room. But Olaf trades immediately. Surprised he even got that kill. Molotov to help up, make up space, and Nico's back to his most comfortable spot, this time with a more mobile weapon.
Oh, climbs the ladder, avoids a spray as well, but Liaz is actually going to catch him moving off of it. Neo getting the trade, 2-on-2 here. Renegades all the time in the world, and no need to commit. They can back off.
That's a good point.
Satisfaction will, but will also reconsider. Renegades just want to commit to this. They maybe have some information, have a bit of knowledge on where FaZe are. They know Neo's been playing that B bomb site, so likely going to either be on connector or a pop dog flank. Olaf deep in CT, and low HP on both these two CT players as well. This is looking good for Renegades, and the more time that that FaZe don't CTs, the more they question the setup. Neo checks B very quickly, and that gives time for Renegades to move further inside of the site. Liaz has connector covered. They can go for this bomb plant as well, and there's nothing Olaf can do about it. It's down to Neo.
35, 34, 33, and there's a kill. Neo goes out for one. There's a trade. He was the lower HP player, but he got shot in the face, and Olaf is now going to hear him turning and running. What's the play, Olaf? When do you start moving quickly, and where do you think Liaz is going if you are going to walk? Bomb is now planted. He's walking at the max possible speed with his knife out. He's going to follow up. And here's where it gets confusing. Ooh. But Liaz tries to fall off the high ground. He gets spotted. It's an interesting place to be. Does he think that Liaz will peek? Is he correct about that? Right behind the wall now as Olaf closes him out. And he has to go out and fight. Liaz wins the duel and brings it to a 29th round. Or the 30th round, excuse me. It's 15-14. We've got the cute kiss from Kassad to the top of Potter's head.
Oh, God, that's funny. 5 HP.
5 HP,
Olaf spamming the corner of the wall. Surely he has that kill.
He made the best possible play.
Yeah, he even had the read that Liaz was staying close towards upper, ready to swing out wide upon any information, any knowledge. But dear, oh dear, you have got to be kicking yourself if you lost that round. Because as said, look at the money. FaZe, they've got an AWP, they've got a rifle, yeah, but they've got 2 SMGs and a pistol up against a potential overtime match. Guardian's up towards T-Con, but the flashes blind him early on. He can't get a kill. Rain has got Pop Dog for free. Renegade's not trying to hold that cross. You can see they are aware of the possibility.
We'll see what happens. This could be Guardian's round. You know, top performer on the map so far. He's got the AWP in hand. He's playing a flex position in Z. He's going to pick up both A and B. He's certainly going to see some targets here. 2 or 3 kills can make a huge difference. It is UMP CZs on his teammates, but that might not matter. So Renegades are going to try to play carefully. They want to identify where he is, just avoid him if possible, but that might not be an option. And Nico gets the first kill. Headshot through the floor. The metal grating takes out JKS and puts FaZe in a power position.
Yeah, and FaZe have great map control as well, right? Pushed T-Con, pushed Pop as well. 5-on-4. They aren't able to retrieve that gun because it was, of course, dropped the top of the ladder, but still, this is looking fantastic. Renegades going to go back down towards Pop Dog with the double drop. At least get that position, but will concede it immediately after going back towards this B bomb site. FaZe Clan, 2 players in position to shut this one down. It's all on this. 30 seconds, Renegades. They should be able to get a bomb plant after just clearing out that 1 man on the back of the site, but you said this could be Guardian's round. He's going to have to step up.
Info and T-Con rotates her out to the CTs. This is going to be more than hard for the Renegades.
And here we go, 20 seconds. Jacob's in. They don't check spools already. They just run down the lane. They haven't got time for this. They need to get onto the site. Rain in the air, kill a piece. Az is stuck in the open. Gratisfaction does hit the shot, but he's left on 1 HP, and that bomb is irretrievable. He'll grab it, but the flank is in, and Nico's found the kill. FaZe Clan 16-14 with a low money buy. They will shut it down and